do you think the thing is that was going to do that to the brain? The mustache. That's what you think about him right away. And you know millions of tall people, you know millions of blonde people, you know millions of people that look something like him. But there's always one thing that's distinguishing about somebody, and now it'll be something other than his mustache.
Yeah.
But until it is, it's going to be hard. It's going to be very, very hard. That's why criminals do that. I mean, after a good hitman changes, he'll take off a mustache, or he'll grow a beard, or sometimes slight changes. People have moles. Someone's known for a mole, like De Niro is known for that big, fat, ugly mole that he has. If that fat, ugly mole disappeared, first of all, he'd look younger. And second, you'd start having a teeny problem, not a big problem.
People who are hateful always look ugly to me, and people who are kind will always look beautiful to me. It's this weird
So Mike with the
thing.
mustache looks kind, and without the mustache looks kind. You don't think he looks kinder without it? A lot of people think mustaches evoke not so kind because of the connection to Hitler.
Oh, interesting.
Since the Second World War, mustaches have been considered. I grew a mustache for the first 8 or 9 months that I was an assistant U.S. attorney, and my boss kept telling me to take it off because he said, juries don't like mustaches. Juries don't like mustaches. I tried my first 10 cases. I had like a 10-0 winning record. Okay.
Yeah.
So I was going to take it off, but I had a bad. I was a baseball player, so if I got 3 hits in a row and I chewed gum on my right side of my face, it's like I struck out. So I had it on. Gosh, it must have gone 10 months, and I had a trial, and the trial ended up in a hung jury.
It was the mustache.
Which to me was catastrophic. It was like losing.
Yep.
It was catastrophic.
Yep.
I went home. I shaved off the mustache myself. I ripped my face apart, and I never wore a mustache again.
Is there any pictures of you with a mustache?
And I went back. I tried the case.
Yes, and you won.
Not only did I win, I won in 45-minute jury deliberation, like overwhelmingly.
Wow.
The judge proclaimed that it was one of the best tried cases he ever had, and I attributed it all to the mustache.
That's so funny because when I was a fanatical Red Sox fan, which I was my whole life up until they started the BLM crap in Major League Baseball. But anyways, I, as a watcher, observer, lover of baseball, would think my actions determined the game.
That's ridiculous, right?
So I had to clean my house like spotless. I had to sit in the same chair.
My mother and grandmother, my grandmother who came from Italy didn't know a damn thing about baseball. But she knew that if you had the pillows on one side, the Yankees won. If you had the pillows on the other side, they didn't. So she'd always put the pillows on the right side.
Well, Mayor Giuliani, I am so excited because
Microphone audio. Okay, we're getting a communication from. All right.
Oh, okay. Mike, Ted, are you there? Mr. Lindell, how I didn't even recognize you.
That's Don Pedro. That's Don Pedro Mumamas.
Right on.
You selling cigars, pal? You selling cigars down there?
I'll tell you, I did have one person come up and she took a picture. She says, "You're not getting in no matter what," and she ran away. So.
Did she recognize you?
We're right at the gates. We're gonna try and get in here in about 10 minutes. But I will tell you this: I want everybody out there to know why am I doing this? Well, the number one thing is it's all about tomorrow. I want to get the awareness out. We get in there. I know there's going to be a lot of media attention. We're actually talking about our event tomorrow, which we're bringing in over 100 Democrats that voted for Biden, and now they're switching to Donald Trump, and we're going to be interviewing him tomorrow on Frank's speech. And I figured, you know what, if I got to shave my mustache off and get the word out that this is what we're doing tomorrow, so be it. Then I took another reason to go in is I really want to ask him when I get in there, these people, and say, if you were Kamala's marketer, how would you market her? Or I just can't fathom that. I know, Mayor, I don't understand how they could market her. If you were their marketing agent, what would you tell them?
Well, I think they're going to tell you hire her. put her in a box and put her in the basement and make sure she doesn't talk, so she doesn't do word salads, and that she doesn't cackle, and she doesn't cackle like a hyena.
Mike, I say it's all smoke and mirrors. They just tell her to be happy and joyful, and people will think that she's going to bring joy. Now, tell us, Mike, did you actually try to get in yet?
Not yet. We're going to do that in about, I don't know, it's probably about 5-10 minutes here. We're kind of planning a strategy, and but so far, even this morning, or a little while ago, when I did get my mustache shaved off and got into disguise here, so far it's fooled everyone except for one person. And one person is because I believe they've seen the Frank Speech logo here.
Yeah, that's a bit of a giveaway. What about the woman?
I might have to put that over here, but if they do catch me inside, here's what I'm going to do, everybody. If they catch me inside, I'm going to have this. I lost it here. Right there, I think I can still hear it. You're still on. A big ship thing going on here. But I'm excited. We get inside and we'll signal you back. I know I won't have as much fun with the protesters today as I did yesterday, but we'll see what happens. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff. In the next 10 minutes, we have to make another stop, and then we're going to try and get in, and we'll get back to you.
Okay. Frank, is it possible to get rid of the Frank Speech thing and put it in your pocket or something for a while? This thing?
Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. I'll have Ted here hide the Frank Speech logo, and we'll get it.
Yeah. See, don't give him any hints because.
Or put masking tape over it and put CNN.
Or put down red.
That's a good idea.
Red Chinese Official Network.
That's right.
That'll get you.
Well, Mike, we really
enjoy
enjoy.
A little bit.
Okay, we'll see you. Be safe.
Okay.
He's having a good old time, I think.
Yeah, let's hope it continues that way.
He's talking about the event tomorrow.
They haven't made him yet. They're going to get insulted that he's doing this, I think.
He's talking about this event tomorrow, and I'm
let's talk a little
really
about that.
excited about it. I was saying he's doing this to bring attention to some of the election integrity stuff, and I misspoke. He's doing this to bring attention to the event tomorrow, where about 100 people are going to come here, and we're going to have a chance to interview them. They were Democrats, voted for Biden. They're disillusioned, and they're voting for Trump now. So we're going to get to see and hear from them why.
Right.
Like, I'm always curious why people make decisions that they make. So it's going to be, is it the things that we think of? The southern border, the economy, the radicalization of the Democrat Party. Now, you always said, Rudy, that the Democrat Party is so associated with slavery, the KKK, that they probably should have changed their name a long time ago. Now I think it should be the Communist Party of America.
Well, I'm basing it on their approach to life and their approach to ethics and their approach to accurate speech. So they in the name of accurate history and speech, which is questionable, of course, they want us to take down statues of, for example, Christopher Columbus. Walls was a major proponent of insulting the Italian-American community, spitting in their face, and taking down the Columbus statue in Minneapolis. In New York, of course, the Italian-Americans in New York made it clear that you're just not going to do that.
Yeah.
You're just not going to do that to one of our heroes. And if our heroes has flaws, would you like to spend a little time having us point out the flaws of your heroes? And I think we're going to come out somewhere. I think we're going to come out somewhere ahead.
Well, the thing I don't like about
they don't want to go through that. It's like they didn't want to go through. They didn't want to go through when they did the mockery of Jesus at the Olympics.
Oh, the Last Supper.
What happens if that was a similar mockery of Muhammad?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, here's the first thing that would be possible. You could probably do a truthful mockery of Muhammad. That would be shocking. For example, like killing Jewish people, which he did. Pretty hard to do a shocking mockery of a man who committed no sin and was the most perfect man who ever lived. Jesus didn't lead armies. Jesus didn't kill people. Jesus didn't tell people to kill Christians and Jews. Jesus didn't wipe out large numbers of Jews and put them in a mass grave, kind of like an example for Hitler. I know this is hard, and some people can get really upset, but want the truth? Can you handle it? That's in
They can't
the
handle
Quran.
the truth.
That's in the Quran. That's in the book that they worship. The reason they do what they do is they are following the example of the man who founded their religion. When Christians act in a barbaric way, they are acting in contrary to the strongest teachings of their religion. When Hamas acts the way it acts, it is at least one version of how Muhammad taught them to act. Now, chew on that for a while.
You know what gets me about this whole Columbus thing is if they knew history, well, like, what's the name of our country?
That's Walls, by the way.
America is the name of our country. Amerigo Vespucci,
Also Italian.
yes, also Italian, is the one who discovered what we call the United States of America. Columbus hadn't stepped foot here. He did discover the Americas, but it's like people don't understand. They're like, well, Columbus came here and colonized people or did whatever he did. He actually did not. You know, it just drives me crazy. I saw a really good movie of Columbus, and there was things I didn't even know. Like when he first discovered the Americas, it was in South America. And
Dominican Hispaniola.
yes. And I didn't realize that there was some controversy in his history whether he used some of those people like for labor. But the movie, you never know, right? It's a movie. We weren't there at that time, but they were looking at writings. And apparently there was certain tribes that were pretty violent and they had to defend themselves. So I guess there was a skirmish that happened. But overall, he really helped those people. So you never know, right?
Why wouldn't he use the people for labor? You don't think the black people who took slaves during that period of time did the same thing? You don't think as many, in the black countries in the world, as many slaves were being taken? The answer is yes. The question as to who did more is an open one. And this whole idea of blaming slavery on white people is crazy. What are Egyptians? Are Egyptians white people or black people? Who? Now I'm going back to recorded history. You all remember, those of you who are entitled to learn the Bible, maybe not those of you who are taught in Chicago today, but who enslaved the Jews? Enslaved. The Egyptians.
The Egyptians. And not only the Jews, a lot of other cultures they enslaved. Who made the pyramids, right?
Yeah.
Slaves.
And it wasn't always slavery.
That wasn't my real point, though, about Columbus.
It wasn't always opposite race slavery. You often enslaved.
No, when you conquer a country.
The Indians have the underclass.
Now, the Romans did something different, right? When Romans conquered a different country,
Reason that slavery lasted the longest in Rome.
they enveloped those people and helped them become Roman citizens. They so they embraced them. It was a little bit different. I'm sure there was slavery in that time at some
and there
point.
was plenty of people who opposed to it, and they got their heads chopped off.
Yeah.
But it was, in the context of barbarian civilization, it was a move toward civilization, and an intelligent move toward creating a nation. And in fact, it's the reason there is a France, reason there is a Spain, it's the reason there is a Romania. The Romans made you Roman citizens if you were good, if you cooperated.
That's right.
Sometimes cooperated the way Muhammad talked about. You got to pay him tribute and do things. Sometimes cooperated because you were an important citizen. And if you cooperated, you had a lot of people following you. And we didn't have to have a war with you. So Caesar was one of the 10 greatest leaders and generals in the history of the world. Nowadays, not taught because our young people don't have the brain power to learn Latin. Oh my God, if we ever asked them to learn Latin, they'd have riots for weeks.
I want to bring back the classics.
But if you read the Gaelic Wars, it would tell you the whole. I mean, just read the Gaelic Wars, and it'll tell you the whole history of Western Europe. You can figure the rest out after you finish Caesar's last chapter, and you'd also figure out how to pronounce my name.
Yeah.
People like to say, I can't spell my name, so it's Giuliani. I'm going to write something out for you to show you. If you are an educated person, well, you will always spell my name right. If you went to high school when I did, in the second year, you read a book written by that man, Giulio Cesare. That's Julius Caesar in Latin. See that G-I-U? Mm-hmm. There is no G-U-I in Italian or Latin. Giuliani. Giuliani. It's not Giuliani, it's Giuliani. Now, I stayed with Giuliani because it helped me get elected because people thought I was Jewish.
Well, we've been having a lot of fun here, and we're going to take a short break, and hopefully when we come back, we're going to hear more from Mike Lindell.
Hello, everybody. It's Mike Lindell live from Chicago for the Democrat National Convention. We're here with Frank's speech, and for $2, you get exclusive wall-to-wall coverage of everything going on in here in Chicago, including myself going in disguise, shaving off my mustache. You're going to have all the footage right here. You're going to get an email with notice of that when we're going inside the Democrat Convention in disguise. So sign up now, and it's going to be a blast. You ask and we listen. We're finally bringing the most requested offer ever. Get the queen size premium MyPillow, now only $19.98. MyPillow is made with patented adjustable fill. It adjusts to your exact individual needs regardless of your sleep position. It helps keep your neck aligned and holds its shape all night long so you get the best sleep of your life. But that's not all. Get our 6-piece kitchen or bath towel sets only $25. Our brand new mattress topper as low as $69.98. Get our famous MyPillow bed sheets for as low as $25 and so much more. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get huge discounts on all MyPillow products, including the premium queen-size MyPillow, only $19.98. That's the lowest price ever. Don't delay, order today. From all of us here at MyPillow, thanks America! Hello, Mike Lindell here, and I'm welcoming you to the world of precious metals. Congratulations on taking that first step in getting your financial house in order. I think you're making a very smart decision with this, one that could protect not only you and your savings from an unstable world, but your family as well. So go ahead and fill in the information form on this page, and you're going to get a prompt phone call from one of Goldco's precious metal specialists. They're going to verify your information. Then you're going to get a free 2024 gold and silver kit sent directly to your doorstep. There's no shipping, no hassle, no nothing. Just a free information kit to help you learn more about the power of precious metals like gold and silver. I want you to do your own research like I did. You're going to be amazed about what precious metals can do for you. I'm excited to be partnering with Goldco. They're an amazing company with an impressive track record. And because you're a fan of mine, Goldco is also going to fill you in on details of how you can qualify for a 10% instant match in bonus silver on qualified orders. Plus, a 1/2 ounce silver Ronald Reagan coin absolutely free for qualified callers. That's right, absolutely free. I mean, it's really a great offer. So congratulations again on taking the first step to protecting and diversifying your savings. Thanks for watching the show, and I'll see you again soon. God bless.
We're a community of proud, fearless patriots who aren't afraid of wearing our values on our sleeve. We are Honor Bound USA, and we proudly declare our declaration to God, family, and country. When you visit our website, you'll find a line of products that embody our commitment to pray, stand, speak, and act. As the official site for the Conservative Daily Podcast branded products, we have t-shirts to hoodies to beanies. We also have the powerful documentary from Professor David Clements, Let My People Go. Explore our collection today, because when you're honor bound, You're not just wearing a brand, you're embodying a lifestyle.
Welcome back to Frank's Speech live DNC coverage here in Chicago. I'm Dr. Maria alongside Mayor Rudy Giuliani. Every time I say that, I hear in my head, Rudy, Rudy, because that's what everybody yells when they
You're not
they
going to
meet
hear
you.
that if I go to this. If I walk in with Mike, you're not going to hear Rudy,
Well,
Rudy,
maybe not
Rudy.
inside the convention, but I am told by reliable sources that you've been out on the street of Chicago and the people were all around you. They love you. They appreciate you. And as a matter of fact, if you can see this,
They gave it
is
to me.
the Chicago police saw Mayor Giuliani and all police people from around
Yeah, but
the
they're
world.
special. I'm going to tell you why they're special. Chicago police out of Rudy Giuliani and to New York City, special. This police department, this police department aided New York more than any police department in the country, to the extent that we could forego doing our own traffic work in Manhattan because they sent us, Mayor Daley, then Richard Daley, who was a good friend of mine, sent us 500. And I'll mention the other one. There were two that stood out. Jeb Bush, the governor of Florida, sent us a substantial number of state and local police. And between the two of them, we didn't need really, ultimately, the National Guard. And of course, we had a Governor Pataki who had the National Guard ready for us and would have given us the National Guard in large numbers if we needed it, and would not have had his children leak the position of the National Guard so that the rioters and protesters and terrorists could kill them or hurt them the way the Democratic nominee for vice president did and his daughter. Outrageous, never apologized for it. The guy's disgraceful career with the National Guard should have him stricken from the record. He walked out in war. He refused to use them when a city was burning. When he did use them at the request of the cowardly, pathetic, childish Mayor Fry, who gave up a police precinct, first time in American history that happened, which ignited riots throughout the country. He only sent them 100 of the measly 600 they were asking for. And his daughter had the audacity to give out their positions. Combination of all that should have meant that he was thrown out of office. And I say to you, people of Minnesota, what the hell is wrong with you? How did you get so brainwashed? You're not like that. I know Minnesota. You wouldn't sit by while your main city was being burned and people were being killed, huh? You wouldn't give to the terrorists and the rioters the position of the National Guard's people so their life would be in jeopardy. I doubt that most of you would stay with a unit, train it, and then when it came time to go to war, sneak out and not even sign your sneak out and then lie about it for years and lie about your position. You're not like that. You're being characterized by a long-term left wing going back to the farmer, whatever party, whatever, communist infiltration. Break it. It'll help America. Just break it like that. Show them you're Americans.
You know how I talked about the smoke and mirrors of this campaign, that it's going to be joy, 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 hope, hope, hope. We're all so happy. Vote for us and you'll be happy too. Well, it was the Biden-Harris administration, still is, the Biden-Harris. She bragged about always being the last one in the room. She was there for major decisions. She is the border czar. Well, just today, a report was released by the Department of Homeland Security about the missing children. Rudy and I had a hit radio show called Uncovering the Truth. And when the first report was released well over a year ago that 86,000 children were missing, we tried to sound the alarm. We were sickened over it. It is pretty well known now that a lot of these very young children, some of them toddlers, were taken from their homes in Guatemala, Colombia, by non-relatives to be sold or put into the sex trade in the United States of America. For us to be complicit with that was not only heartbreaking, it was sickening, and I wanted to bring attention to save these children. Well, I'm going to tell you more about this report because I'm just hearing that Mike Lindell is safely within the convention center. Let's go to Mike Lindell.
I'm having so much fun.
Here we go.
Hello?
Oh,
Hi,
Can you hear him?
Mike. Oh, what
Can you hear him?
happened? You're not inside the
Well, I don't
convention
know if he is.
center.
Doesn't even look like him.
hold on.
Identify yourself, sir.
Can you hear him?
Yes, Ted, we thought you were inside, no?
Okay, hold on.
You can listen to him on here if you want.
Okay, just give me this.
Oh, well, I think
Hello?
they're not
Hello?
quite ready. Oh, hello, Mike.
You get me worried there. Okay.
Turn my phone. Hold on 1 second. I got. Just turn that whole thing on. Hello? Can you hear
Hi,
me?
Mike. We had heard that you were getting into the DNC, into the convention center. Oops, his earpiece
You
fell
just
out
had
again.
everything packed up to try and get in. Can you hear me?
Yes.
We can. What's going on? Did you get in?
We got in. They actually recognized the frank speech thing when Ted tried to get through, and they grabbed Ted, and he had his phone still on, and it was me talking on the phone, and they were excited. They said, "What's Mike talking about?" And he said, "I told him to be quiet." In the other lane, I got through clean, and we're inside, as you see behind us here, the United Center. 2024 there, and it's pretty exciting. There's like, I probably snuck into a lot of things in my past, if you read my book, but this was kind of interesting. But none of the Secret Service, none of them recognized me, and nobody in line recognized me. And I think the only reason that gal outside the gates did that took the picture and said, "You're never getting in," and I think the reason she did, there was 6 of us standing around, and we weren't very incognito, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool that no one's recognizing me, and we're gonna go. We're gonna remember today, everybody that's watching. We're gonna get up here, and we're gonna have talk to a lot of people. I want to talk to people that and ask. I just want to find out how people can be like brainwashed, and how they can even, basically we asked them how can you market someone like Kamala Harris? Didn't she destroy the border and stuff like that? It was interesting. I was just on Real America's Voice outside the gate with Ben Bergbaum, and I came on the show there not as Mike Lindell, and I kind of held my hat like this. And his producers, none of them even recognized me. And they said, "Sir, what are you doing here?" And I said, "Well, I'm marketing. I'm on a marketing project for my boss, and we're going to try and find out here, what makes these people tick." And so it's going to be a lot of fun today. We're going to go meet CNN right now. We're going to talk to them guys. So we'll bring you back in when we're. I'll have Ted be, maybe Ted can film why I'm being interviewed with CNN. So everybody that's watching, this is going to be very interesting here. We'll be about 2 minutes, and we'll be back with you.
Okay.
Well, we were rooting for you. We were talking, saying, there he goes. He's getting by some people, and they didn't recognize you. So are you saying Ted is the reason you got rejected?
Yeah, we had Ted's the reason. And Ted got caught over there. It was because of the frank speech
We
logo
warned
here.
you.
Yeah. I know you were, Ted.
Yeah, you gotta lose
Actually,
the
Ted's
French
going, Ted's
speech
going,
thing.
"Come on, Mike, we got to keep moving. They're onto us. They're onto us. They're onto us." I go, "Ted, you can't. You just got to act casual, and say, no, I'm not that guy." When they say, are you, when they ask you who you are, you just say, "No, I'm not that guy."
Why don't you dress him up Chinese?
I should have dressed them up Chinese. That's a great
Yeah,
idea.
dress them up Chinese with the Beijing TV.
Oh, they would have gave him a red carpet.
They gave you a red carpet.
Friends of Wolves.
That's awesome.
I just think it's so funny nobody's recognizing you.
Yeah, this is amazing. And then,
When did you get
it's
in?
going to be really interesting, everybody, because when I decided to do this, I remember we are trying to get advertising. Everybody watching and sharing today to talk about our big event tomorrow, which is bringing in over 100 Democrats into our studio there all day long, and they voted for Biden, and now they're going to vote for Donald Trump. We're going to ask them why and everything. But when I did this, I forgot that I had 3 events. One of them tomorrow. I guess one of them tomorrow. Or no, one of them Friday. In here in Chicago, then I go to Alabama for this big event, and then I go to Colorado on Saturday night. And my assistant just called me and a little bit ago, and I said, "What's up?" She said, "You really did it?" She said, "You realize you have 3 events this weekend, and they all want pictures? They'll have some rare pictures. I'll tell you that.
Priceless pictures. Priceless pictures, Mike.
Priceless pictures, we'll call it. That's right.
Well,
Once in a lifetime event.
I just want to ask you a question about the logistics.
I was telling that, I haven't done this since 30 years ago. When I owned my bar and restaurant, we did a John Belushi, Jan Aykroyd skit of the Blues Brothers, and I shaved it up in to be John Belushi, and we had the cage set up and the whole thing, and so we're going to have a lot of fun today, and we'll be back here in a little bit with live on CNN, and you can see it all here on Frank Speech, everybody. FrankSpeech.com. You guys get out there. Tell everyone you know to get on now. The next couple hours are going to change your life.
Mike, I'd like to ask you a question about when you turn around and look at that convention center, how do you get in? What's the entrance area?
Oh, are you going to try?
It looks like it's way down. We got another 2 blocks to go, I believe.
Oh, that's not the entrance there?
Yeah, it looks like there's the United Center. It looks like down there we got to go through one more entrance right down there. We're outside on the perimeter here. I know that's where, I believe we're meeting CNN outside the building.
Good.
But, so we'll have to check it out.
See if you can get some video of them entering. I want to see who's entering the Communist International Convention, okay?
Okay. We'll get down there. We'll get it. Chad will get that on. He'll get back on with you for that right now.
When I used to work with the FBI, we used to photograph communists.
Oh, wow. Here, we can kind of walk here. We'll walk down that way here.
So, Mike, how were the people, once they knew that you were Mike Lindell, were people kind to you and Ted?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They didn't, there was just no emotion. Here, get it back over here. Yep. Yeah, it was just basically no emotion. I thought it's not like, I'm used to coming into a little different situations and everybody's cheering and hollering, yeah, okay, help save the country. So I guess, but I mean, for me, obviously, this before my pillow, before the elections and everything, when I was just an average person with no notoriety, I would say this crowd, it would be very, I want to say dull, somber. It's almost like, it's not a sadness, but it's just like a blah, 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 blah kind of, atmosphere.
Well, Mike, I think because you shaved your mustache, you're so brave, so handsome, that all the big box stores should have you back, because you're no longer Mike Lindell. You're somebody else, so they should have you back in the stores.
El Jefe.
That would be a great
with the hat
idea.
on, he looks like El Jefe.
We will change the logo. We'll put my new image in there, and Mark Zuckerberg on Facebook before the 2020 election, a month before, he had me change all the My Pillow ads and take my image out of the ads.
That's terrible. You are branded with My Pillow. You're the inventor of My Pillow.
Maybe he can be the new most interesting man in the world.
Costco did that too for a little while.
This is crazy. This is, you know what? The American people are with you, Mike, and we love your products.
Well,
I also would like an assessment when you finish, Mike. I want an assessment from you and the crew as to how much joy there is at the convention.
That's their new
Because
smoke and mirrors.
The only
Joy.
only thing I heard all day today on television on all their networks is joy, 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 joy,
they
joy,
look so
joy, joy,
happy.
joy, 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 joy. To me, it's like cackling, not laughing. But that just might be me.
Well, I'm going to adjust this earpiece so that we can. Here, I'm going to zoom. What's that?
Get you back on
Here,
Zoom.
get the center over there. Then. All right, we'll see you here.
Okay, be
Yeah,
safe.
good work, guys.
We'll
Good
see
work
you
to
in a
all of
few
you.
minutes.
Good work.
You back on Zoom.
Stay safe.
Now, you love doing things like that too, Rudy. I'll never forget Ted telling me that you and him, I don't remember what kind of protest it was.
It was a riot.
What was that over?
It was a riot in Washington Square Park. Oh, who knows? Over the police, I think. Get rid of the police. Get rid of the police.
And you guys went, and
Yeah.
you're like the most
They didn't
famous
recognize
person
me.
in the
I
world.
got to ask questions too, as to who was funding them, who was paying for them, and they were coming from Soros. They were Soros people. Remember, we've been on them for a while, so you can. These were people who actually we had pictures of doing a similar thing in Philadelphia. So these are traveling police, anti-police protesters, or people who work with the anti-police and the organization that advocates the murder of police, Black Lives Matter.
There's so many paid agitators. I guess some people do anything for money, but they don't really believe in these causes. Otherwise, they wouldn't cover up.
Yeah, I mean, Black Lives Matter from day one, the minute it existed, one of its major proponents was to kill police officers. Some of the people who train Black Lives Matter are convicted police murderers who were let out of jail by Democratic governors. Now, you say that to me, you look at me like, oh, Giuliani, you're making that up. That's, let me just tell you my state that I know. Since 2019, 48 police murderers have been set free purely by Democrats. Because Republicans can't do anything in New York. It's a Democratic dictatorship, like the place I'm sitting in. The place I'm sitting in right now is not really what our founding fathers envisioned America to be. It is a Democratic dictatorship. If I were to go to court before a judge, I would not get a fair trial. I'd be in front of a Democrat hack judge who's going to have to do what the Democrat boss told him to do. He might give him discretion, he might not. But this would be less justice than I would have gotten before the King of England in the 17th century. Donald Trump was convicted on less than a unanimous verdict. A serf under Richard the Lionheart had to have a unanimous verdict. I don't know if you have any idea the destruction that they've done to American democracy. And by democracy, I don't just mean majority vote. I mean all those things that have come over 300, 400 years of Western philosophy under the title of democracy. Mm-hmm. Freedom of religion, freedom of speech, right? Yep. Freedom of conscience, freedom of movement, privacy, the right to travel in interstate commerce. You name it, they've destroyed it. Doctor, you have an article in front of you. Well, it basically shocks me because we've been following this game played by the anti-Jewish, Jew-hating administration of Chicago, of Democrats and Johnson, and the Jew-hating Democrat convention. Now, I ran a city, and we would give out, permits for marches in order to make sure the city isn't in order to make sure that the city isn't overwhelmed. Now, apparently, hundreds and hundreds of anti-Jewish groups applied for licenses.
Well, permits to
permits,
protest.
licenses.
You
Depends
have
on
to.
what you're doing and how much you're doing. It could be a license, it could be a permit.
Here it's a permit.
Well,
so
no, not for a big one. But okay,
Yeah.
Permit. Let's say permit. So they applied for permits. They got them in due course, and they got them quickly. For a while, it looked like they were slow walking the pro-Israel protesters, the pro-Israel demonstrators, not protesters. I don't know if they're even protesting. They're just demonstrating for a fair shake for Israel. The thought was they were going to slow walk them, give them a couple, just slip them a little crap. They got none. None. The score is 100 for the Palestinians, nothing for the state of Israel. So they went and got their own private property to have their own protest so they could give a protest in favor of Western civilization and the values espoused in the Ten Commandments, the Bible, and all the things that our founding fathers held dear, as against a vicious, horrible, barbaric, murderous terrorists who are being supported on the streets of Chicago, including what maybe doesn't affect you the way it affects me. But when I came home last night from our dinner and I saw that son of a bitch burning an American flag, I cannot tell you what I wanted to do to him. Lucky I wasn't there.
No. You know, the thing about...
You want to show her a picture of the son of a bitch?
The thing about this
Tell me
thing
again.
about the permits and the protests are... You know, I had reported on the Dr. Maria show last week about the slow walking of the permits. Here in Illinois, 46 years ago, they allowed Nazis to protest through a permit because we believed in the Constitution and free speech, even
Skokie.
though there was Holocaust survivors
It's a
that
good
were
point,
going to be
Doctor.
there.
Great American constitutional law case,
Yep.
which you learn in Constitutional Law 101.
Yep. Now, Rudy, you were asking the producers about a certain video, and I think they've got it. That's what I
Okay.
was trying to look for. I couldn't remember.
I don't know if it's the same as this, guys, but this is the one I took out of the Post. But I did do a little circle of Obama's face because this was done.
Was he there?
No, this was done while he was speaking.
Yeah.
And he is in favor of not doing anything about burning American flags, which is consistent with a guy who went around the world, consistent with a guy who went around the world beating down America.
All right. Well,
Mike.
we'll look at that in a minute. Mike Lindell, how are you?
You're on. You're on.
Mike, where are you at?
Why don't you do the thing?
Hey,
I
okay,
think
I'll do
that
this one.
platform is for
Hi
you,
guys,
Mike.
Yeah, so that is CNN's platform. Hi, Ted here. We just saw Michael Cohen. I wanted to try to get Michael Cohen on with a quick.
Michael
interview,
Cohen,
but-
you mean
The felon?
lawyer, the felon,
There's
the liar,
I'm looking at
Michael Cohen?
right now. Yeah, he's up there.
Isn't he in
Well,
jail?
tell him I'd like to
Actor,
talk to
yeah.
him.
Yeah, tell
Yeah, I
him.
think
Tell him
he's
why
for
doesn't he come on and
There he is.
lie on our network?
Yeah, we'll try to get him. I think he's got a prior commitment, but we'll check here.
Yeah,
Okay.
ask him. Tell him we haven't had anybody on lately who's lied.
I
so
think
we're-
that
There he is. He just walked
stage
into that booth.
is
Nope,
set up
not
for
yet.
Mike Lindell. Tell Mike that's his stage,
Yeah.
and he can go up there and
Michael Cohen. There's Michael
let
Lindell.
everybody know.
Michael Cohen. He's not being let in.
Oh,
He's
say
not being let
Mr.
in.
Ah, too funny.
They won't let it. I can't believe it.
Maybe I should try to get in here.
Yeah. There's
Wasn't he
Michael
going
Cohen.
to try to
They're
get a
gonna
job with them? Was that the network that he was? They
Yeah.
rumored.
Show it to
It is a little.
make- Do you want to go back over there?
It is a little tough when you're a multiple convicted perjurer.
So here's Mike. We got Michael and Michael here.
Michael,
Yeah.
ask Mike Cohen. Tell him that Frank Speech would like to interview him.
Sir, should I ask for an interview? I
Yeah,
saw
go
a
ahead.
board.
Yeah, let him know
I
Frank
might, but
Speech.
Should I?
Yeah.
Michael, can we get a couple questions, sir? Mr. Cohen. Michael Cohen, can we get a question or two? Mr. Cohen.
Tell him we'll let him defend himself.
Hey, they're not
They're not letting him in. He's trying to get in.
trying to get in.
Michael, they're not.
Why
Michael, they're
does
not
he
letting
want to
in.
go in there?
I don't know, but they're not letting them in. I'm trying to. I think when he comes down, we might be able to get a question into him.
Looks
he's
like
currently trying to get into. He's having a problem. He's having trouble getting into this event. We've
Well,
seen him
try-
make his
Oh,
way to
it's an
multiple
event?
Doors.
What kind
Yeah,
of an
multiple
event
doors.
is it?
CNN Politics is hosting an event, and Michael, he's not being allowed in. So we'll try to get him on the way down.
That cracks me
He's
up.
gonna eject here. Okay.
Okay, so think about this.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Oh, here he
Michael's
comes.
not getting in. He's coming
They're going to
down.
take his. They're going to take his word to convict Trump, but they're not
Oh,
going to
he's
let
trying
him
to get
into a
in.
CNN event because he's a
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
professional liar.
Yeah. Michael's not. He's. Okay. Who's us? On the grass? All right. So Michael's not getting in. Michael's now still outside.
Tell him you'll give him a chance to tell his side of the story.
Ask him what he's doing for a living now.
Yeah.
Michael Cohen. They won't let him in the CNN event.
All right.
Or then if he doesn't
grass.
want
You
to
said to the grass.
cooperate, this
Okay,
really
got
does
it.
a lot of good ratting, doesn't it, Michael? You find
Michael
out when
is
you're
not
rat, nobody
invited.
likes you.
He's totally been shut down. The guy's standing out here.
That's what happens to a rat.
Hey, Ted's already getting us in trouble here. Mayor. What do I do?
Ted always gets everybody in trouble.
Oh, you can hear him? Oh, you can hear? You can hear? Okay.
Security here, Mr. Security, I said on the grass. He said, I am on the grass. Further on the grass.
Further on the grass. Go across the street.
So we got Michael and Michael here.
Mike,
Here's
did
Michael
you-
here. Try to get Michael here.
Oh,
He's
let's.
coming over. He's coming down.
You grab him.
Excellent.
We'll see if Michael's supporting Kamala.
Can he see us? Oh, here
Michael,
he is.
Are you supporting Kamala? Are you going to be supporting Kamala Harris
I
for
do
president?
support Kamala.
Why don't you support President Trump anymore?
She's an executive.
Yes, sir.
We're doing an interview.
Okay. All right. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, I'm going to give you.
So we need our space.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
All righty. So Michael is supporting Kamala, he said. My father went to Cooley Law School.
Ask him what
Yeah,
he's doing for a
Lansing.
living.
Did you go to in Lansing, Michigan, right? He's doing an interview, but Michael, they didn't let you into the CNN booth, did they? Yeah, I just want to ask, why didn't they let you into the CNN booth? All right, they're saying it's there. All right, I'm gonna walk away. I just wanted to, yeah, sorry, yeah. So Michael couldn't get into the CNN booth, but
You know what?
Why won't he answer?
Hey, wait a minute. I think I'll be able to get in the CNN booth.
I got
They
the-
won't recognize you, Mike.
Ted?
Yeah,
Ted?
sure.
Ask if they
Yeah,
have a
yeah.
prohibition on convicted liars.
No, we don't want to. We're trying
Yeah.
to manage. We're trying to manage.
Yeah.
You know, push and pull here, so we don't get. kicked
But
out
you know
too
what,
early.
Ted? I think you and Mike would do a better job interviewing than that lady. She's going to
I
give him a
agree. Yeah,
softball
exactly.
interview.
Very odd. She was very weird. Like these people are
Well,
very.
why? I mean, he's not going to answer your
very
question, so
standoffish.
why don't you ask him?
Find out. I'm gonna.
Even are you excited for tonight? Who you looking forward to the most today?
The new vice president, the next vice president.
Who's the next vice president?
Tim Walz.
Oh, he's speaking tonight.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you, guys.
What did he say? Xi Jinping?
He's most excited to hear from the new vice president. Who are we most excited to hear from tonight? Who are we most excited to hear from tonight? Who?
People.
The people. Anyone? Who are we most excited? Okay. So we're just kind of getting some questions in.
Did Mike already have his interview at CNN?
No, they didn't let him
Yeah.
in.
Who are we most excited to hear from tonight?
Tim Walz.
Who are we most
Oh,
excited
she
to hear
likes
from
communists.
Tim Walz.
Tonight? Tim
Oh, my
Walz. Who are we
goodness.
most excited to hear from tonight?
Tim Walz.
I guess that's the consensus. Yeah.
Ask if
Oh,
they're getting
we got one
paid.
Pete Boot Edge. Oh.
Ask
Alright,
if they're
let's-
getting paid to say that.
Who are we most excited to hear from tonight?
Cenk Uygur.
Who?
That's our friends from the Young. That's our friend from the Young Turks.
Oh.
Yeah. So a lot of people here
Are you there?
most excited for Tim. Who are you most excited to hear from tonight?
Oh, well, Tim Walz, of course.
Tim Walz. Okay. We're gonna ask what their favorite thing. What's your favorite thing about Mr. Walz? What's your favorite part about Tim Walz?
He's pro-Chinese.
We love that about him. His humor.
All right.
He's
So
what?
they are most
Humor.
humor.
So they want a
Joy,
Joy,
comedian.
joy, joy. Happy, happy, happy. All
So we're-
smoke
Here,
and
come in.
mirrors.
CNN's coming.
Okay.
Follow me.
All right.
You gotta follow me.
CNN is allowing us in, so we're gonna get in. Michael Cohen can get in.
Well, you're not convicted liars.
Oh, okay. So Mike's gonna do an interview with CNN. We're going around though. These guys are worried. We're going around.
Yeah, they'll
We're going
think
around.
you're
We're going
coming
around.
back.
We're not coming back. We're going around. There he is. There's our friends. How we
Who
doing?
is he?
All right, yeah, I know. So he's doing an interview with CNN now.
Who?
Mike Lindell.
Mike.
Have you had the best sleep of your life?
Yes, I have promo code Donnie. Donnie, and Donnie. Both.
He gave him a promo code.
Yeah. Maybe this isn't CNN. Actually.
No, he is a CNN guy.
Oh, okay.
Now you don't have to get. Now you'll have to do another hit documentary. Yeah. A different one.
I want to have our mic in there too if we can.
I told you I would do it.
We're gonna simulcast that. CNN and Frank's speech simulcast.
Did you hear that? This is Donnie. You got CNN here.
Yeah.
The documentary. A little bit.
We need better sound, Ted.
Can you? All right. Can you hear me?
You know, I tried.
Can we have our mic in
We
there?
can't hear Mike.
You can hear through the mic. All right.
Well, we're interviewing each other.
Yeah. This is a simulcast. Can you?
Think that, outside the game, the lead took a picture. She goes, "You're not kidding. We have people all over the spot."
that
Burning
picture or
the
video?
flag.
It's video?
Okay.
Okay. I don't want to cut in front of you.
But you know what? You had a great point. And I want everybody
We need to hear Mike better.
We need to hear Mike better.
He didn't recognize me. He did not recognize
Dear
me.
better.
Was that better?
Yes.
Yeah, it's better.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to that.
What I want to tell you guys, when you did that, you had the best point. Is you go back to before
Perfect.
January 7th and 8th of 2021. Everybody got their news from about 3 places, including CNN. Now everybody gets their news from all the new social media platforms and outlets, breakspeech.com. And you know that was a good point you made, because the information that's out there is spread out now. It's more diversified. People can talk. They don't get
misinformation.
Well, if you call, you guys aren't like Fox, so you don't put out misinformation, do you? Come on.
We always try to do facts first. That's what we try to do.
Do you guys get all your facts from Fox?
Where'd you get this sun hat? By the way?
In Chicago. In
I
Chicago.
hope you bought it on myshop.com. What is it, mystore.com?
No, I didn't buy it there. It was a very nice.
Made in China?
No, absolutely not. Not in China. We don't buy anything in China. Nothing on mystore.com is made in China. By the way, you can use your promo code DONI at mystore.com too. This guy's good.
What are you doing?
Here's what I'm doing. So here's what I'm doing. I wanted to sneak in here for 2 reasons. One, just to impress you. No. No. I wanted to get in here because I'm promoting our event that's tomorrow, which is really important. We have over 100 Democrats that voted for Biden all across Chicago, and they were invited. They had to show they voted for Biden, and now they're voting for Donald Trump, and we're going to ask them why. What changed your mind? What led to that?
That's on tomorrow.
That's on tomorrow. And by the way, I got you. They are going to let you in for the press conference. I had to pull a lot of strings to get you in. You know. Yeah. I had to pull a lot of strings.
When was the last time you didn't have a mustache?
30 years ago, I did it. It was John Belushi in my bar. I used to own bars and restaurants, you know. And, no, nothing was ever handed to me.
Yeah.
And the bar and restaurant, I dressed up as Belushi. My friend is Aykroyd. We did the Blues Brothers. We put a cage up in the bar, and everybody threw stuff just like in the movie.
Yeah. So this is your first time without a mustache?
First time. It was very, you know, this morning we put all the
What
footage
did your
up.
wife think of it?
She was she was for it, I guess, doing it. You know, I know. I would ask you, it all happened so fast today. I'm going, do you know me?
Are you worried that you might not be able to grow it back?
No, here's it's true. And here's what about 2 hours ago. Now my assistant, I don't think she believed that I was really going to do it, right? My mom for sure did, right? Because she see the thing, she goes, "Look what the Democrats are doing to you. They put out there, you're going to shave your mustache." Yeah. And but my assistant called me. She goes, "You do realize you have 3 national events this weekend? I'm in Alabama, I'm in Colorado, and then I have one here." And she says they're all going to want pictures, and I go, "Oh, I forgot about that." But they'll get pictures that are priceless, right? Once in a lifetime. No. They'll just have to get ones that they can say, "I was there in 2024. I was there." You know. We'll get a picture, you and I. And you can say you'll have the only picture of.
So tomorrow, big events. I mean, are there a lot of?
But there's another thing. There's before we go to that. I want to say the other reason we're coming in here. I'm very curious. If I'm going to ask you the same question, I'm going to ask them. Why would you? If you were their marketer, Kamala Harris's marketer, would you brag about the border that she was in charge of? Is that one of your marketing things? To say, "Hey, I'm going to make the border better"? Would that be one of your things?
Mike, when our friend talks to the mic, put your mic in front of him.
Okay. Yeah. What would you think? He's from Ireland. He's a leprechaun.
Well, I met him at the RNC.
Like Steve Bannon said, he's a leprechaun. He's an assassin. But but my question, that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to ask.
Yeah.
I want to know, people, how do you market? Because they, in the last election they just, Donald Trump is bad. He's so bombastic and all that. But you're not marketing. You can't market Kamala on things that Waltz because of things that they've done. Everybody around us sees the bad economy. They see fentanyl pouring across. They see our people dying from fentanyl. They see that they nonsensical opened the border and didn't even go. She just said she'd never even been overseas. I've never been to the border yet, but I haven't been overseas either. You heard her say that.
Are you worried you might get kicked out?
I got in.
You know, and once you get in, that's not 90% of the battle. You know, we almost got kicked. We were over here at CNN, and that one guy, he didn't get to go in there. He went up the steps. He made it so far. Yeah. But then they, then that one guy. The one guy here there, he told us to stand on the grass over there. Okay. And then he says no further on the grass.
They don't even let me in there.
They don't?
It's only the VIPs.
Hey, did you guys hear that? They don't even let Donnie in there, so don't feel bad that they did that to you, Chad. They made you stand on the grass.
Only the VIPs.
Only the VIPs, yeah.
Now, Mike, is Noni supposed to be interviewing you?
Kamala, they wouldn't let him in. They would not let him in. It's great.
Mike, last time we were chatting, your big mission was
You got to put your mic.
no machines, paper ballots, right?
Yeah.
How's that going?
It's going good. You know, we've got our plan out to everybody to secure their ballot. Everybody, we've got across all 50 states now. Get your mail-in ballot and don't open it. I hope you already listened to me. And when you go to vote on election day and they say you already voted, you pull it out and say, no, I have not. Now we have a whole reporting app, Frank Social, and we hope, my hope is this, in the perfect scenario, if Donald Trump overruns the algorithms, wins, and then the Democrats demand that they look into it because of all the deviations that are going to happen, right? And if it happens the other way, you have the same thing. I hope that all people demand to look into it no matter what happens, because there's going to be, it's called identity theft in every county in the country. It happened 2020, 2022. And why don't you ask me if I trust any elections? Ask me if I trust the 2016 election.
Do you trust the 2016?
I don't trust any elections ever done with electronic voting machines. There, I gave you the answer. You gave me. I gave you the question. I should work for you. Give you all the questions.
So you're gonna go in. You're gonna try and see the speeches tonight. I think Bill Clinton's speaking tonight. Tim Walz.
Bill Clinton's here, huh?
Yeah.
You think, does he have a lot of women with him?
I don't know about that.
You don't know? Yeah, that's what we always heard about all his women all the time.
Well, you see, Trump's flying around in Epstein's plane.
No. That was you. I see an
It's an old plane. It's an old plane, though, right?
Oh,
but if that was happening on the Democrat side, you'd be going crazy.
Wait, Democrats. You know what I see? Let me tell you. They asked me, our mayor, the greatest mayor this country's ever had, Mayor Giuliani. He's right now hosting on Frank's speech. Right. And he's there right now. And he said, they asked me when I came in here, what's the feeling like? And I'm telling you, you were at the RNC. Okay. Now, if I take myself back before I had any kind of fame, they don't know who I am right now. And I came in, it's not a sadness, but it's a somber, not like the Republican one. It's like somber, like low key. Absolutely. Well, that's because I'm here with you. That's because you were there at the RNC too. I'm seeing at the RNC, it was like vibrant, everything going on. Everybody's, in here. It's almost depressing. Yeah, but that's in there. I'm talking about out here where the people are out in the street. The energy in the street is different. You got to admit that. I mean, remember in the RNC, you couldn't get through there, people everywhere, and we were having a great time. And I always knew where you guys were because you're so loud over there. Hey, see you then.
So what's the plan? We have, 2-3 months to the election, about 2.5 months.
Yeah.
What do you need to get done by election day?
I just want to get the word out. I want to get the word out about the election platform. Same thing. I've never went off that. You know that. And I want everybody to be aware. You can sit there and have all the watchers you want watching the machines, but you can't tell. If I have my credit card and somebody takes money off it, can you see that? No. You can't see that, what goes on in the cloud. And right now we have in place almost in many counties and states, in place law that's been put in to we'll be able to open the door so much this time better. No matter what happens, and and I will promise you this, it doesn't matter what happens in the election. I will never stop ever to get rid of these electronic voting machines that go to paper ballots, like your home country of Ireland.
You're wearing the green as well.
Yes, I did that for you. I figured, remember I said, you know what? If Tony doesn't recognize it, he likes green for Ireland, and he'll get there. But that's the thing. So no matter what happens, my work doesn't end in 2.5 months. It's not going to end until we get paper ballots hand counted in this country.
They didn't. Did Frank's speech try to come into the DNC and they didn't?
We applied. Yeah, they didn't. They said no. Many outlets. Some outlets they only gave like 2 passes. Right. Most they gave none.
Right.
You know,
So
you had
been
to have a
broadcasting from Trump
CNN, and
You've been broadcasting from Trump Tower?
yeah, Trump Tower, yeah, every day, 24/7. We go all night.
Yeah.
You know why we go? We
Don't
can
tell
go almost
them we're gonna
18
get
hours a day. You know why?
bombed.
Because we sleep very good.
Don't
We
tell
might
them
not
where we
sleep much,
are.
but when we do, it's quality.
But, you sound like my pillow guy.
Well, that's my brother. You know, I got a brother. My marketing brother.
What?
They'd be afraid if there was a lot of me. You know, now you get cardboard cutouts out there. Like, I'll make new ones.
So what happens, Mike, if Trump loses?
Yeah, I hope the same thing happens that's going to happen if he wins. I want the electronic voting machines and our election platforms looked into this time. No judge has ruled on merit what happened in 2022 or 2020 or any little elections that I've had. The Democrats in Georgia, they seem to always get, that lady gets 0 votes in her own precinct. 0 votes, this nice lady in Georgia gets 0 votes in her own precinct. I have said in Kansas, all these votes flip from Democrat to Republican. These are our people of our country.
I said you were out with some protesters last night, were you?
Oh, yeah. Did you see them? Did you see them surrounding me?
Was that the pro-Palestine protest? Or
Yeah. That was over there. I didn't know at first which protesters celebrating what. I wanted to go there because I go, how does your own party protest your own party, your own people? That's weird.
Well, that's democracy.
That was good, but I wanted to understand it. You know, I'm going.
It's not like the Republican Party.
Bring my
where
stuff
you
with you,
just-
okay?
No, the Democrats are pretty good at combining, right? So to me, this was a surprise. And they're going, hey, why don't you be more left than you already are? I think, Walt is as far left as you can get. I grew up in Minnesota. He has ruined Minneapolis. Here's the thing he did. Let me tell you what Walt did. So we're in the middle of the China virus and Thanksgiving. He said we all had to have 8 people only in our house, and your neighbor could turn you into this hotline, and then you do 90 days in jail. So where did that come from? That came Nazi Germany did that. Turn in your neighbor. Christmas, he gave us 4 more people, though. What a guy. But he didn't call it Merry Christmas. He called it Happy Holidays. Is that what you call it?
What are the events you're doing this week? You said you're doing Alabama.
I'm doing Alabama.
What's going on?
This one this weekend is at a church. I mean, before all this happened, before all this election stuff happened, I was an ex-crack cocaine. You know my story.
Mm-hmm.
And I've spoken churches to get people to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. And that's what I'll be doing this Friday. I have an event here in Chicago. The one in Alabama, I'm not sure, but it's a big event. And that's probably a Republican event. Maybe it's not a campaign event, though. It's not a
campaigning with Trump event.
Okay.
No. What I've done since day one is when I go to the rallies and stuff, I talk about the election platforms. And of course, do I say he's the best president in history? Absolutely. But that's what's funny is during the protest yesterday with all that right in the middle of that, some kid goes, why are you here? Why are you here? Because I was talking about electronic voting machines. He goes, we want to talk about this. And I said, well, the media all wanted to talk to me, like while I was there. That's why I am here. And it doesn't matter. I'm here to secure our election platform and to get the attention. That I sat in a claw machine on Jimmy Kimmel. You know that? Yeah. I'll do whatever it takes. Stephen Colbert. This is a good one. So Stephen Colbert, 2 days before this, and I'd already told you a week or so I was going to do that. Then you probably thought I was joking around. Well, here, Stephen Colbert, he does a show, I think it was Saturday night or Sunday, dressed up as me with a mustache and a pillow. Did you see that? Yeah. So his show is filmed in town here. Yeah. Now I'm going to tell you, we reached out to him, his producer, and said, hey, I'll come on as Colbert and I'll shave my mustache, right? And then wear the glasses like he does, and I could act like him, dye my hair a little black. And they shut us out. They ghosted us.
Oh, really?
Yeah, can you believe that? He's a coward. Stephen Colbert is a coward. I will say it right now. I will come on your show anytime, Stephen. I can't believe you had the perfect opportunity for me to come on and play him or sneak into his show. I would have loved to. Can you imagine sneaking in? He could have got all viewers, upped his viewership like Jimmy Kimmel did. He had to, his ratings were going down. He had to bring me in a claw machine. Can you imagine? Would you have watched that if I went on Stephen Colbert?
I've watched so much of you the past few months. What did your friends and family, what did your employees think of the CNN documentary? I'm sure they all tuned in.
Everybody, the employees that I talked to, they don't know that you were actually pretty fair. because they feel any attack, because they've done nothing. They've done nothing wrong. So they view anything as an attack, even the, you know, and so they, but they,
So were
I
you
guess,
surprised that was fair?
oh, no, I knew it would be. I probably wouldn't have done it, because you can't, how can you not be fair when you know now who I am? You know,
I don't
the
know
one
who
thing
you
you
are
said,
anymore. You don't have a mustache.
you know, the one thing
know who
you
I am.
said, the one thing you said, just like
I
Jimmy
feel
said.
I've lost a piece of me. but I feel lost your-
Hey, the one thing you said in the documentary, I want everybody to know, including those
Well,
horrible machine companies that are suing for me for billions of dollars. You said Mike believes what he says. You did say that. And I know you believe I believe, because I do. I don't change. I don't have to go on and lie.
You're wrong.
Yeah, you did say I was wrong, but you say I believe what I'm wrong. I believe, yeah. Yeah. What I'm trying to tell you is, you know I believe what I say, and I'll never back down, because I want to save our country. I want our election platform secure. I'm going to ask you this. You're from Ireland. Why do you even think I'm wrong? Do you think paper ballots hand counted is safer than machine?
I don't.
You haven't done enough research, right?
I haven't. I feel like I've researched so much listening to you.
But no. If you,
So here's
I've
the thing.
spent 3.5 years. I'm not a dumb guy. I went out and talked to the Netherlands and Georgia.
I made this point at the show to you as well, right? It's that. Sure, it's fine to push for hand counted, etc., etc.
Paper ballots hand counted. 132 machines have banned. 132 countries have banned the
Did
machines.
you see in the documentary? We also had the election officials in Maricopa County in Arizona explaining all this.
They're all corrupt. They are the most corrupt officials in the United States. 100%. The Maricopa officials should all be put in prison. Seriously. I'm the one that's research. I spend every day 18 hours. I don't say anything against anybody unless I know personally. I know personally. When I badmouth Brad
What
Rasmussen.
you're saying about though, they're the same election officials, right? That are going to be working on this election.
Yeah, and they're going to
You're
get
saying
caught.
about them that
They will
they're
get
corrupt
caught with
officials.
identity theft.
That's not-
This identity theft.
That's dangerous, right? That's dangerous.
No, when
That-
people
that-
go,
that-
hey,
that
when
has real
people
life
go,
impacts on their families,
when
right?
people
On
go,
their families.
you want to talk about families? How about my family? I've been the most attacked person in the world.
Putting yourself out there, though.
No, putting myself out there because I want the truth. I know the truth. If I didn't know it, listen, Donnie, if I did not know all the truth and spend $40 million and 3.5 years of my life, and 3.5 years of my life, I would
So
not.
we spoke to Stephen Richer, and Bill Gates. They're not bad people.
Bill Gates is the most evil person on the planet.
No, Bill Gates in Maricopa.
Oh, he's just like the other one.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he's bad.
No,
Terrible,
he's not.
terrible
No,
guy.
he's not.
Yes, they covered up this election twice, 2 times they did it.
They did not.
Yeah. Oh, they did. You know, we could sit and argue all day. I could sit here. You know, maybe we should do another documentary, and I'll show you all the evidence and show you everything that's
I've been
happened.
trying to get the evidence off you for 3 years.
All you got to do is go to frankspeech.com and pull up search inside the machine. Inside the machines. It's all right there. Put in there, search cast vote records. It's all right there. These come right out of the machine.
You know, you got to pay $5 million to a guy, right?
No, I don't. That's in appeal. That's in court. That'll come out 2025, just like these other billions of dollars lawsuit.
What do you think Tina Peters got done?
Huh?
Tina Peters?
Yeah, it's horrific. She's that'll be appealed because she didn't do anything wrong. She did her job. She did her job. She was a citizen, a Gold Star mom. She didn't do anything wrong. She had never got a jaywalking ticket in her life. You think one day she's going, oh, I'm going to do something here. No, she did her job because the trusted bill came in. The crooked Jenna Griswold and Dominion in the state of Colorado called it the trusted bill in the spring of 21. They deleted all the election, which they have to hold for 22 months by federal law. They deleted it. That's a fact. It's a felony. They all committed felonies. They're deleting the 2020 election. And that's what they did. You know, I went to Alabama. Remember when I went to Alabama? John Merrill, another crooked Republican down there. He goes, yeah. He goes, I go, John, you got 4,600 people on your voter rolls here. I mean, people that voted actually in the 2020 election over 110 years old. He looked at me and said, but Mike, we live pretty good in Alabama. And I thought he was being funny, but he wasn't.
Mike, we'll let you go. We'll let you go explore the GNC. It was good to see you.
And we're bothering to think, do you think these guys recognize my voice? They said I was too loud. You don't believe that, do you?
Too loud? No.
No.
I could never imagine you being too loud. Ever. All right, Mike. Well, look, We'll see you again.
Yeah,
I'm upset about what you say about the election officials, like the people doing their jobs.
No, they're not. Those aren't. The only ones I put their name out, like Robin Voss in Wisconsin, crooked as all get out. Brad Rassenberger in Georgia, same thing. Kim Hammers, they're all Republicans, by the way. And this is the Uniparty Republican. You'd be more offended if I picked on Democrats, right? Because you're a Democrat, aren't you? Oh, you're not a Democrat?
I'm Irish.
Oh, you're Irish.
Yeah.
Is that a new party? The Irish Party.
Could be. All right. See you soon, Mike. Enjoy your time at the
All right.
National
Hey, these
Convention.
guys, it's one of my favorite reporters now, you guys. Promo code Donnie, everybody. This guy's got, now you got two friends.
Michael.
Yeah, one with a mustache, one without.
Mike. Well, I was hoping to learn from Mike whether Donnie, I guess is his name. I wasn't quite sure if he's saying Donnie, Noni, whether he ever watched the Kill Chain movie. I know Mike is very outward, laughs, he tells a lot of jokes, but this is a serious matter, election integrity. And when I first saw the movie Kill Chain, it was done. It's a very well done documentary. I think it was done around 2015, 2016, somewhere in there. But you have 4 Democrat senators, including Amy Klobuchar and Bernie Sanders, saying, hey, we have a real issue with all the voting machines in the United States of America. They had this like hacking thing going on in Las Vegas where hackers were invited to come to Las Vegas, look at all the machines that were being used in the United States at that time to see if they could hack in. And surely they did. They hacked into 100% of them. So to me, Mike's on the right track. He's got a lot of information, and we just need to be serious about this. And it's not about a particular party, right? It's about American citizens having election integrity and being secure that our elections are safe. Well, I'm having a grand time here at the DNC in Chicago with my colleagues at Frank's Speech. Soon coming up will be Joe Altman. He's a fantastic guy. I had the privilege of watching one of his shows this morning. You're going to love it. Stay with us. I'll see you later.
Hello, everybody. It's Mike Lindell live from Chicago for the Democrat National Convention. We're here with Frank's Speech, and for $2, you get exclusive wall-to-wall coverage of everything going on in here in Chicago, including myself going in disguise, shaving off my mustache. You're going to have all the footage right here. You're going to get an email with notice of that when we're going inside the Democrat Convention in disguise. So sign up now, and it's going to be a blast. You ask and we listen. We're finally bringing the most requested offer ever. Get the queen size premium MyPillow, now only $19.98. MyPillow is made with patented adjustable fill. It adjusts to your exact individual needs regardless of your sleep position. It helps keep your neck aligned and holds its shape all night long so you get the best sleep of your life. But that's not all. Get our 6-piece kitchen or bath towel sets only $25. Our brand new mattress topper as low as $69.98. Get our famous MyPillow bed sheets for as low as $25 and so much more. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get huge discounts on all MyPillow products, including the premium queen size MyPillow, only $19.98. That's the lowest price ever. Don't delay, order today. From all of us here at MyPillow, thanks America! With everything going on in the world right now with the economy, the geopolitical chaos, the open border, the spiraling national debt, the devastating inflation, and of course the assassination attempt of our real president, it's no wonder that thousands of hardworking patriots just like you and me are turning to precious metals to diversify and protect our savings before it's too late. That's why I'm excited to announce my newest partnership with the top-rated precious metal company, Goldco. Goldco has helped thousands of Americans place over $2.5 billion in gold and silver. They have an A+ rating for their customer service, and they have over 6,000 5-star customer reviews. Right now, Goldco is offering you a free 2024 gold and silver kit that will show you the challenges you face and how precious metals can help protect and diversify your savings. For my supporters, they're offering up to a 10% instant match in bonus silver, but that's only while supplies last, so don't wait a second longer. Go to mikeslikesgold.com or call 855-441-GOLD to learn more about how gold and silver can help you and see if you qualify for up to a 10% instant match in bonus silver. That's 855-441-GOLD or visit MikeLikesGold.com. Thank you and God bless.
We're a community of proud, fearless patriots who aren't afraid of wearing our values on our sleeve. We are Honor-Bound USA, and we proudly declare our declaration to God, family, and country. When you visit our website, you'll find a line of products that embody our commitment to pray, stand, speak, and act. As the official site for the Conservative Daily Podcast branded products, we have t-shirts to hoodies to beanies. We also have the powerful documentary from Professor David Clements, Let My People Go. Explore our collection today, because when you're honor-bound, you're not just wearing a brand, you're embodying a lifestyle.
Swollen limbs, joint pain, inflammation, skin aging, cognitive decline. These are just a few of the awful side effects that you can experience due to poor blood circulation. And to make matters worse, it's highly unlikely that your blood circulation will correct itself on its own, which means that your health issues will only continue to decline as you age. And popping ibuprofen isn't the solution to your pain. It's only temporary relief, and it's only masking the true problem, which is inflammation. Well, right now you can go to getkrill.com/Lindell to learn more and get a special free shipping offer just for being a listener of the show. New research proves that there's a potent deep-sea supernutrient tucked away 73 miles off the Antarctic coast, which is the hidden key to improving your blood circulation. Researchers are saying to add this Antarctic supernutrient to your diet. I do, and it is awesome. I'm talking about omega-3 fatty acids, but not just any form of omegas. These particular omega-3 fatty acids are sourced from wild-caught krill. The omega-3 content from krill oil has been shown to support healthy blood pressure, circulation, brain health, as well as reduce inflammation, swelling, and joint pain. The benefits go on and on and on and on. It can outperform name brand pain relievers, and it doesn't have the dangerous side effects of ibuprofen. Better yet, for a limited time, you can grab Native Path Antarctic Krill Oil for as low as $19 a bottle. Just go to getkrill.com/Lindell right now to get your very special offer.
I can't hear. Hi, welcome back. We don't have a lower anymore. Is that normal? No lowers? Well, I'm just going to get into it, and I want to talk a little bit about the DNC from yesterday. I went to talk about this earlier today, and just ran out of time with Robert Davi, who's awesome. We're going to cover a little bit of what we saw in day 2 as they head into day 3, which will start here in a couple hours. Last night, if you were paying attention, I said that I started talking about the fact that they tell us a lot of things. They talk about that bragging about, passing Obamacare or the Affordable Care Act. And let me ask everyone that's watching, whether you're left, right, center, I don't care. Is it affordable? Is it affordable? If they call it the Affordable Care Act, is it affordable for anyone? Did it pour more money in your pocket? And then yesterday when Obama got on the stage, he said that President Trump, now you have to look at this from the perspective of Barack Obama being the devil. And you're going to go, Barack Obama's the devil. And I would tell you, look at it from that perspective. He said that Trump wants to give a middle class tax cut and that is going to help his friends. Well, the reality of it is he wasn't lying. He said those things. But who then is President Trump's friends? If what they're saying is accurate, then President Trump's friends is 95% of America. See, when you give the middle class a tax cut, they have more money to spend in marketplace. So in essence, Barack Obama was saying that it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous to think that President Trump would give a middle class tax cut. And people cheered the fact that he was saying this as it was some sort of trivial thing. Now, nothing that the left does has anything to do with basic economics, basic math. Matter of fact, I'm not sure that they believe in basic math. But here's what I think they do believe in. They believe in being the master of confusion and talking about the fact of hope and joy. And somewhere along the line, we're weird because we think you should not turn boys into girls and girls into boys, and the border shouldn't be open and we shouldn't be trafficking children. All that is trivial. And a bigger part of this entire equation is the fact if the left was so popular, why did they have to pay people to go into the convention yesterday? See, there was 3 people that were on their way to do something. They posted on Reddit, hey, we're going to vote for Trump. And somebody walked up to them and thought, yeah, they look left. We'll pay you $150. All right, we just got word in my ear that Mike Lindell is live on the streets without a mustache. Mike, welcome to the show.
Look, there's only one guy here that recognized me, but he had to look twice, right? I thought you were Lyndon Johnson with that hat on. This is Alan Duke, everybody, the Facebook.
Frank, how's it going?
Yeah, it really does look good. You look a little younger.
Bob,
I love the hat.
how's it going?
I swear, you look like
Can't hear him very well.
good LBJ. Can't hear very well.
Okay. Because we're charging the phone.
Okay. So
Talk loud.
you look like LBJ, Lyndon Johnson. It's just a couple inches shorter, but
He looks like James Belushi.
wow, good to see you. It really is a good look. But as I told you the other day, your mustache is a national treasure. Well, this is just for this event. I got in, didn't I tell you I was sneaking in? Well, yeah, I was in there. CNN's Tony O'Sullivan said, hey, did you see Mike Lindell's out there? and I said, yeah, I saw him yesterday, and he had his good to see you. Yeah, good to see you. Good to see you. All right, Kel. We're gonna get this microphone hooked up. Can you hear me, Joe, on your end?
I can hear you.
Oh, you can hear me now. Okay, good. Well, Alan, this is Alan. Remember, everybody, the T-shirt. Shame on you, Alan Duke. This was the Facebook fact checker. This is me. You don't Facebook fact check me anymore, right? Because why? Because you know it's all true. You admitted you were wrong. He admitted he was wrong. No, you knew it was all true. He gave me a full apology. That's a lie. Lies. They're still spewing lies. Listen, whether you're right or wrong. Hey, you know what? You know what I did, Alan? You know, I sent Alan a thing once. It's a meme. It said, this little boy said, now, if you keep lying, you're going to grow up and be a Facebook fact checker. Let me tell you, whether you're telling the truth or lying or not, we all know that you're a great American. I'm very proud of you for being here today. Thank you.
That is great. I got to spend some time with Alan. He was he's a nice guy. I don't.
They just said you're a nice guy. What have you been telling Joe? He just said you're a nice guy. Joe? Oh, Joe's a nice guy. I had a great talk with Joe. Hey, Joe.
Yeah, it's good to see you, Alan.
All right. Well, here we are. I'll tell you what. Here we are, everybody. Can you still hear me, Joe? Should I talk?
I can hear you. No, I can talk loud. I want everybody to hear you.
Okay. Well, they did hear, and a couple people turned around and said that sounds like Mike Lindell. So here we are, everybody. Here, I think that's how Alan filmed me. I think it was because I was talking. But you said Donnie inside. He told Donnie was telling me. He said, "Hey, Mike Lindell's out there." So you know, Donnie, everyone will be a witness here. Every time he interviews with me, he goes away shaking his head because he never gets his way. What's up with that? Well, Donnie is a good guy, as you know. Oh, I know. He's from Ireland. Yeah, from Ireland. They have paper ballots hand counted over there. Yes,
they do. They do have paper ballots hand counted over there. I don't know why we can't do it here.
Now, what do you think? What do you think, though?
and argue with him in an interview, and then he wants.
Okay. All right.
He loses everything.
You know, we could have this conversation. I stand by every fact check. And Joe, I had to talk with Joe about
You looked
this
at the Mesa County image, and you said, "Come on, that is." But 15 different cyber guys in the world looked at that. The Tina Peters image. You could save our country right now tomorrow.
We didn't reach the same conclusion as you did.
Well, you didn't.
And I'm still waiting for my apology. For Shame on You t-shirts.
Yeah,
Although my wife is wearing one right now.
Yeah.
It's her favorite.
Now, how come in your family one votes for Kamal, one votes for...
You don't know how I vote, Mike. You don't even know if I vote.
Okay, I'm
You vote, Alan. We definitely vote.
Hold on, here, give me this microphone here. We'll act like we're doing this here. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to ask you this. If you were the marketer for Kamala Harris, how would you market this person? Would you say, hey, I'm going to fix everything I broke, like the border, or how would you market her?
I'm not a marketer. I'm a fact checker. Marketers do a different thing than me, Mike.
I know, but wouldn't it be, but let's just say you were. How do you market? I'm a marketer, and I'm going, I couldn't market this. You know, if I say, all right, guys, we're going to get in a row. I say we just, you should go high. But then they go, well, let's bring in Jim Walsh from Minnesota. How do you market that guy?
I think the other guy from Minnesota would have been good. The guy with the mustache and the pillows.
There you go. That guy, I remember him.
That would have been a heck of a ticket.
Trouble is, you're on the wrong side of the fence on that.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, truth is,
that guy might lean a little right. That guy might lean a little right.
Maybe we have too many fences and not enough pillows.
Well, how would you market?
I'm glad I don't have a job like that.
Did you hear it? Too many fences and not enough pillows. I like that, Alan.
Yeah. You got to give him a promo code. Alan's got to have a promo code.
No, I don't. My wife
never got one.
Never did.
Oh man, you got to get one. Hey, studio, let's send Alan Duke. I got his address, his phone number. And I'm not even going to stop payment on. Or what did I do? We forward each other our phone numbers.
Yes, that was great. I was getting his phone calls. He was getting my phone calls.
And I'm not going to put your phone number out there, but studio, I want you to remember we got to send Alan some pillows, some sheets. Do you have king size bed or queen?
We're buying a king size because my wife doesn't want to sleep nearly as close to me.
Right on.
So you can understand that. So we're having to upgrade the king size.
I can understand that because you're probably telling her fake fact checks all night long.
Hey, listen, we're gonna get you, Alan. We're gonna get you a pillow that says "Stop the Steal."
Read my fact check, so.
You're gonna get it. What was that, Joe?
We're gonna get him a pillow that says "Stop the Steal," so by osmosis, when he lays on it, he'll write a fact check about how bad the election machines are.
Yeah, that's right. You can, Joseph, we'll get it. We're gonna get you a pillow that has verbiage on, maybe evidence on, like saying, to stop in our election steals and stuff by osmosis during the night. Now, a little recording of my voice. Come with a little recording of my voice.
That's a great idea.
Alan, our platforms, machines, we got to melt them down and turn them into prison bars. Put people like Ratzenberger behind.
Like at Build-A-Bear, you get the little voice recordings in the bears. You should do pillows. I'm going to give you this idea. It's free. Do pillows that have a little voice box in there. That when you put your head down, it's you telling a fake news bedtime story.
There, that would be good, except for it be a fact bedtime story.
Oh,
all the little children. We have them little pillows. These are little pillows for the children. They're little Bible for adults too, and they got the Bible stories right on them. All the stories out of the Bible.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
I can narrate those, but children they don't need to hear about elections.
No.
You do. You're getting there. I figure when a Facebook fact checker, Alan Duke, when Donnie in there, when all the left, you know what? I believe I will convince all the left media before I'll even Fox and News.
Why do you call me left?
Well, you're here.
I'm not. I'm here as a journalist. You're here.
Well, yeah. Well, I had to come undercover. I mean, you got right in here.
My wife won't let me shave my mustache. She says I look too young.
You got to pass. So, did you come to the Republicans?
I tried. They would not credential me.
Well, really?
We really did try.
Yeah, right. See, I tried here too. So I could have got you in. Now
I wish I had got you.
I could have got you in.
That was
that one. I might have had some fun.
Yeah. My first convention was 1976. Really? I was a 19-year-old journalist.
Wow.
In New York at the Jimmy Carter convention in '76 as a reporter.
Really?
Yes.
I did not know that.
Yes, I'll show you.
Now that could be a fact. 1 in every 10 things for the Facebook fact check.
I got pictures I can show you. You know what they only used? I was on the cover walking down Times Square with you. Yes, I was 19.
So you're older. See,
I'm 60. I'm 67. Yeah, so you're just a kid.
Well, you got all that wisdom. Now I'm younger now.
That's right. I'll teach you. I'll teach you what I know.
All right.
All right.
There's
Great
Alan
seeing you.
Duke.
We'll
What
see
a
you
great
inside.
guy. See you, Alan. We'll see you inside. We gotta get in there somehow. All right, everybody.
Are you going to get in?
Yeah, we're getting in. Joe, we figured out a way to get in, and believe me, this. Remember we had a hard time getting in the RNC with the passes we had. You remember that?
Yeah, we had good. That's why I say they're two wings of the same bird, run by the same type of people.
Yeah. Well, we got. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have Ted distract them. I'm going to run through. I mean, Ted got caught when we were.
That has to be on video. If that actually happened.
Yeah. Hey, when we just came in down there and with the security, they grabbed Ted because they recognized the Frank speech microphone, and then he didn't have the phone turned off here, the camera, and they heard me talk, and they said, "Where's Mike Lindell? Where's Mike Lindell?" Well, I was going through the next column over, so I went through just incognito here, and it was great. So here we are, everybody, and why, if you're just tuning in now, why am I here? I'm here to make awareness of the biggest event, which is tomorrow. Tomorrow is the biggest event, everybody. It's going to be right here on Frank's Beach. We're bringing in all these Democrats, hundreds of Democrats, and we're bringing them in, and all day long, they voted for Biden, and now they're going to be voting for Donald Trump, and we're going to interview them. We're going to have a round table. We're going to have a long day, but it's going to be a great day. A lot of filming. We're going to use a lot of that footage, maybe even to make commercials, send them out. The people need to hear. The Democrats, the people on the left, they need to hear from their own kind, from their people, that hey, there's a better way. There's a better way, and get rid of this brainwashing that our country's at. Joe, I wanted to tell you one thing. We were at the Republican convention, and it was just so upbeat, and so, the feeling here is just like somber. Like you look around, I feel.
They don't look very joyful.
No, there's no joy. There's very little joy.
I saw a Joy. She had a tag that said Joy on it. I think that's as close to joy as they got.
Yeah, no, that's true, and it's very, not where it's sad, but it would be the next thing closest to sad. The word is sullen, subdued. I don't know what it would be like. Why am I here? It seems like everybody's here. You just heard it from Alan Duke. I'm here because I'm a journalist. Well, we haven't found any people yet that I see that we want to interview
Now, Mike, did you hear what happened with California? Did you hear what happened with California?
No, I did not.
So California had the opportunity to, how do you cast your vote? And they said California is going to pass on Kamala Harris.
Really?
They passed on Kamala Harris. 100%.
Unreal. Is that true?
But it's true. Hey, ask Alan Duke. He's the fact checker. He'll be able to tell you it's true.
I should bring Alan Duke around and hang onto his head all day long and get the facts on. You shake him for a fact. Come on, Alan, give us a fact.
Shake him for a fact.
Shake him up. All right, we're going to fix it. I want to get this microphone thing fixed here so Ted can get in the game here, too. We're going to hook this back up, Joe. We'll be back in about 3 or 4 minutes. We're going to try
and we'll be inside.
See our route to get inside, okay?
All right, hey, don't get yourself arrested. that wouldn't be a good. You'd have a mugshot with no mustache. That would be terrible. You have to wait to get a mustache back.
That is true. Well, back in the day, I'm sure people could find them online when back in the 80s when I had my mustache then. And remember, I haven't shaved it off in 30 years. So, but there was a lot of mugshots out there then. So people can probably know this would be an original. So, all right, we'll see you in a little bit.
We'll see you in a few minutes. All right, let's go through some stuff here. I find it interesting that you have Republicans that are saying that they're going to vote for Kamala Harris. It's true. Matter of fact, we had somebody that decided. This is Stephanie Grisham gave a speech, and she was the ex-Trump press secretary. This is probably I can't even. She went on a rant about how the fact that Melania told her no after Stephanie offered a tweet about January 6th while it was happening, and that she was somehow a supporter of January 6th. Let's go ahead and play this cut if we can. This is cut to.
Welcome, Stephanie Grisham.
I wasn't just a Trump supporter. I was a true believer. I was one of his closest advisors. The Trump family became my family. I spent Easter, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's all at Mar-a-Lago. I saw him when the cameras were off. Behind closed doors, Trump mocks his supporters. He calls them basement dwellers. On a hospital visit one time when people were dying in the ICU, he was mad that the cameras were not watching him. He has no empathy, no morals, and no fidelity to the truth. He used to tell me, "It doesn't matter what you say, Stephanie. Say it enough and people will believe you." But it does matter. What you says matter, and what you don't say matters. On January 6th, I asked Melania if we could at least tweet that while peaceful protest is the right of every American, there's no place for lawlessness or violence. She replied with one word: no. I became the first senior staffer to resign that day. I couldn't be part of the insanity any longer. When I was press secretary, I got skewered for never holding a White House briefing. It's because, unlike my boss, I never wanted to stand at that podium and lie. Now here I am, behind a podium, advocating for a Democrat. And that's because I love my country more than my party. Kamala Harris tells the truth. She respects the American people, and she has my vote. Thank you.
You know, I struggle with people. Are they the same behind the camera as they are when they're not? And I, you know, everyone that knows me knows that if I go to Las Vegas, I'm the same in Vegas as I am in front of my wife, in front of my children. And I can't imagine a time or a day that President Trump would be a different person when the cameras were off. I don't see that as a possibility. More importantly, when you're asking someone on their own personal account, do you want me to put out something on your account, and you're in the middle of it, what was happening on January 6th, there's a lot that gets thrown at President Trump. A lot. And Melania, you know, frankly, she got thrust into this. Not sure she signed up for it. But they take someone that's weak, and they try to assign that weakness to President Trump. They basically can just twist the story into whatever they want to twist the story into. And there's no honor in it. There's no honor in it. There's people that I've worked with and for and around for a long time. I know some of their secrets. Some of those people I don't like at all. If I wanted to skewer a couple of high-ranking Democrat donors who happened before 2020 to be people in the tech business that I knew, I could. Matter of fact, it would serve me well. I have text messages with guys that, frankly, were not honorable. Now, I tried to bring them around, and I always used to tell them all the time. I was like, hey, you know, you need to honor your wife. I'm sorry, I can't. Hey, Joe, do you want to go to this strip joint? No, I don't. No, I don't. I want to go home to my wife. And yet, I didn't do it. Why? Because in the end, people will judge you by the things that you do, not by the things that you say, regardless of what happens. And now you have somebody saying that I was a Trump supporter. I love I love my country more than I love my party. So let me just tell you, I'm going to be Captain Obvious to the oblivious right now. And let me tell you, not you're the oblivious ones, but they are. I love my country more than I love my party. And this is why I think we have a uniparty where people that are rhinos, Republican in name only, it's very easy for them to go be a Republican, and then when they decide that they've caused enough damage or they've created enough havoc or they've gathered enough things that they think are dirty, they can run over to the other side and they can try to discredit good Americans. Because no matter how much you love your country, how could you stand up for ideals that traffics children? How could you stand up for ideals that allows 20 million illegals to come across the border and rape Americans? How could you stand up for the murdering of babies and then the selling of body parts? How could you stand up for the fact that fentanyl is at an all-time high and is the #1 killer of 18 to 25-year-olds? If you love your country, how in the world does any of that make sense? Make it make sense to me. When you parrot the rhetoric of somewhere along the line, you love your country. What part of the country do you love if those are the things that you actually stand for? Where is it in the American dream that you park a vasectomy truck and an abortion truck outside of a convention and say, yay, and you congratulate people for killing babies? Which at last count this morning was 32 abortions, 32 children that will never breathe air. So much so we had to ask some of them, we had people on the street that were going to ask them, so are you also cutting off wieners of little boys at this? And will you brag about that too? See, I don't have a problem with someone being a Democrat. Fools will get fooled. And frankly, I was a fool in 2008. In 2008, I voted for Barack Obama. I was a Republican, I was a conservative, and I didn't like the Republican Party or anything that it stood for. And I wanted change. I wanted hope. I thought a guy that was black and white could bring races together. I wanted fundamental change because, frankly, I saw police officers get away with whatever they wanted to get away with growing up in the DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia. I wanted change. I wanted it for once in our life to have a system that I thought was fair and treated my black and brown brothers and sisters the same way that I saw white people get treated. And you'd say, Joe, you're saying that racism exists. All right, only a fool would say it doesn't. Do I think we're a racist society? No. But I wanted the tensions that I could see because of the fact that I put one foot in one community and one foot in the other. One foot in a poor part of our society as I tried to lift people up and lift children up and be a mentor to people, and one foot in the world that I had become accustomed to, which is being successful, wildly successful. I wanted change. And so did a lot of other Republicans. I was fooled. And the reality of it is the change that they really wanted is they wanted to transform our society into something that allows for zero opportunity, that strips next generations of their opportunities. They lied over and over and over again. Do I regret it? I just saw a couple messages, Joe. Do you regret it? I regret it more than I can even put in writing. I regret it as much as I do some of the things that I did before I literally came to the place where I was accountable to Jesus. I lived my life for the last 17 years as almost a Boy Scout. And prior to that, I lived it as mostly a playboy. Not proud of that either. But what I will tell you is that the things that they say about President Trump, they don't manifest in his life. And so hearing them on the stage say all these bad things about President Trump, if President Trump was if he was that type of person, his children would be those type of people. that would be fruit that came from the same tree. And you would tell me that, well, that maybe he just hid it from them too. Oh yeah. And the people that he bought houses for, and the people that worked for him for 18, 20, 25 years. And the fact that here's a man that for most of his life could have anything he wants. And yet he's willing to sacrifice and put his billions at risk in order to stand up for Americans when he has to do none of that. He's not a part of the system. He's not trying to hide any cheese. He's not trying to hide any improprieties for his family. He's a business guy. And no matter what anyone says, he believes in high tide rises all ships. Isn't that what America's all about? That a community actually stands up for each other, and we do things to make Americans thrive. And then we look at what happened over the last 4 years, and yet on this DNC stage, they act as if President Trump has been in office the last 4 years. They act as if that Republicans are the problem. And herein lies the problem. Because as they do this in every black community, and where black leaders betray the very people they say they're standing up for, because they want to sustain the problem, because it leads to more money, more power, more funding. And when you solve the problem, you become insignificant. But it's not just a Democrat problem, it's a Republican problem as well. Anti-abortion groups that come out, and what do they say? And look, I wasn't even supposed to talk about any of this. I was supposed to come in here and tell you. And by the way, I got to meet Alan Duke, the founder of Lead Stories, and we sat outside. And I was like, why is the CNN and MSNBC? Why are these mainstream media? Why are they filled with intelligence and CIA operatives? And he's like, that's not true. I said, Anderson Cooper. And he's like, oh, he was a game show host. I was like, come on. I'm a data guy. Are you serious? You going to tell me that Anderson Cooper does not have any infiltration or connections to the CIA? And then I thought to myself, what about everything else? What about Mockingbird Media and the fact that they say joy is joy is joy. We're the party of joy, joy, joy. And oh, they're weird. And they use this Mockingbird Media in order to perpetrate an idea or ideal that they want to normalize. No answer. You know, and then I said, why is it that congressmen and congressional aides have said that, Joe, there are lobbyist groups out there that literally tell us not to talk to you? There's a list of 8 to 10 people on a list, and you're like number 2. And social media platforms cancel you. I've been canceled twice on X. In 2020, they brought back Alex Jones, and they didn't bring back Joe Altman. Why? And when I asked the question, it wasn't, they said that I was perpetrating false, fake information. Well, even if you believe that, which I don't, because I don't, but even if they believe what they're saying is true, you brought back Alex Jones, who you just ostracized because you said he made up the fact that some shooting was perpetrated and was a false flag perpetrated by the government. Is that not fake news? But you can't bring Joe Altman back. Or is it maybe because I just seem to put all of things in order in my brain, and I have the ability to break down problems in such a way that you can understand it? And I'm willing to talk about it from both sides of the aisle. In other words, there's the American people on one side, and there's the evil devils on the other. And you would think, because the Democrats were talking about election fraud long before Republicans were, that they would continue down that path of saying that these systems can be and are vulnerable at a minimum. But they just stopped talking about it because they knew they captured it. Bernie Sanders got on the stage yesterday. Bernie Sanders got on the stage, and here's something that I will relent. Bernie Sanders, by the way, was the one on October 16th that was on Colbert's show. And he said, when you go to sleep, everyone, Trump's going to say he won. You wake up in the morning, and Biden will have won. And he named the states. He was like Wisconsin and Michigan. He named all the swing states that we found problems in. Was he clairvoyant? How did he know? And if you remember back to 2016, they used the same crooked system to take him out of the contender seat for president in 2016 and put Hillary in that spot. Well, let's hear what he had to say. This is Bernie Sanders making an appearance, and he talked about Americans living paycheck to paycheck. Americans living paycheck to paycheck, and somehow he's going to tie it right back to Trump. Let's go ahead and play it.
My fellow Americans, when 60% of our people live paycheck to paycheck, the top 1% have never, ever had it so good.
Here's the problem. Bernie Sanders has 5 homes. He travels on private jets. What 1% is he talking about? Is it the 1% that works 60 to 70 hours a week? Because I got to tell you something. Coming from nothing, that's what I had to do for 30 years. For 30 years, I had to wake up every morning at 5 o'clock in the morning. And if I wanted to work out, I had to get my work in by 6 a.m. because at 6:30, I had to start my day. And you can talk to my daughter, who's actually in the studio right now. And she will tell you there was long days, long nights. I was on airplanes quite a bit. And when I decided that I wanted to go help people in the Middle East and Africa, I was gone weeks at a time. And I was still working on making whatever was in front of me better. So what 1% is he talking about? Is he talking about the hardworking Americans, or is he talking about the ones in government that are in the 1%? Because, by the way, if you look at the 1% of society, it's actually 1.7%. Almost half of those people work for the government. And you're like, no, that's not true. Yes, it is true. Nancy Pelosi's never made more than $175,000, $180,000 a year. As a congressman, she's worth over $300 million. And her husband, not a very bright man, somehow he was able to bat more like Bernie Madoff in real life and never have a losing proposition on a stock trade. This is all factual. I want Alan Duke to fact check me. 3 minutes? 3 minutes is good. Michelle Obama made last night about race. Man, I got to tell you something. These race baiting, fake individuals, these sick Satanist liars. Well, she had this to say, because it's all about race. While black people burn in the streets and Kamala Harris locked them up past their due date of being released for 19 cents an hour so that California would have more people to make license plates for them. Institutional slavery. But no, let's listen to this liar. Play 4. Cut 4. Clip 4. There we go.
You see, my mom, in her steady, quiet way, lived out that striving sense of hope every single day of her life. She believed that all children, all people have value, that anyone can succeed if given the opportunity. She and my father didn't aspire to be wealthy. In fact, they were suspicious of folks who took more than they needed. They understood that it wasn't enough for their kids to thrive if everyone else around us was drowning. So my mother volunteered at the local school. She
volunteered at the local school. That's not you, honey. Your net worth with you and your husband's over $70 million. Again, the haves talking to the have-nots as if they were walking on the breadline with them, but they're not. These are the fools trying to fool the foolish. These are the people that want to perpetuate the problem because it keeps them in their positions of power. And you know what, frankly, black people, brown people, purple dinosaurs with webbed feet are waking up to the idea that these are institutional liars and that the entire system has been designed in a corrupt form. But here, check this out. This one is from Barack Obama, and this is one where he's telling you that somewhere along the line it's a conspiracy theory that the government is corrupt. This is laughable. Play cut 5.
Now, it won't be easy. The other side knows it's easier to play on people's fears and cynicism, always has been. They will tell you that government is inherently corrupt, that sacrifice and generosity are for suckers. And since the game is rigged, it's okay to take what you want and just look after your own. That's the easy path. We have a different task. Our job is to convince people that democracy can actually deliver.
But democracy can't deliver because democracy is mob rule. If I'm lying, I'm dying. You have every opportunity right now to look at the TV and say, you know what, Joe, that's not true. And I would tell you fundamentally, all right, tell me what is true. Tell me what part of what Barack Obama or Michelle Obama has said applies to them. I put my money where my mouth is. I've seen their tax returns. They made $70 million and gave away less than $4,000. Of that $4,000, 100% of it went into their own charity. $4,000. I've given away millions. Does it make it better that I give away millions? No. But why would you talk about generosity if you have no generosity in your heart? Why would you tell us and sell us things like reproductive health when you're not reproducing anything? You're deproducing it. See, everything they say is the opposite. They're literally building and telling us one thing. The Affordable Care Act, tell me how it's affordable. We are being fooled by people who have made us out to be fools. We are the court jesters. And a DNC event fully is just absolutely disgusting. But if you're wondering, while they're inside trying to sell you on the idea that there's joy, and Mike's walking around and can't see anybody that has any joy in their heart. Can't see it. Well, I don't know how you can't see it. You can't see it at all. And by the way, I'm filled with hope. I pray. I know that God saved President Trump from that assassination attempt, and he did so for a greater delivery of the American people and the people in this on the planet. I believe that something great is about to happen, even as Klaus Schwab literally got on the stage at one of his WEF forum meetings and said something catastrophic is going to happen before the 2024 election. That was 2 days ago. And George Soros sent his boy, Alex Soros, here to cause even more havoc and make sure he had VIP passes. I bet you he had no trouble getting to the DNC. They wanted to convince you of something that isn't real. Much like Demcast and most of social media. I think we're going to be joined by Mike here shortly. Is Mike ready to come back on with us? Are we ready for Mike? All right, we're conforming. So whatever. So then, if we could do something else, I want to maybe put this up so you guys can understand something. Can I put something in still? Are we? Okay, I can hear you. You guys can't hear him in my ear, but I can hear him in my ear. Mike is ready? Okay. Let's bring Mike in. I think he snuck into the building. Mike, are you there? Oh, well, yeah, there he is.
Oh,
how you doing, Mike?
We just got inside the Democrat convention. We're having a little. There you go. Now I can hear you. Go ahead.
Is that Bernie Sanders standing behind you?
You're live. You can just start talking. You're on.
Okay.
You're on right now.
Okay. I'm getting back.
You're on.
Can you hear me?
Can you guys Now I can hear you.
All right, I can hear you.
No, but they want the
Get rid of it. No, get rid of this for a second.
James
Hi guys,
Belushi.
we're live at the DNC. We're inside the United Center. Mike is working out his audio right now. Yep.
All right.
We're inside the United Center on the floor.
There we go. Now we got you. Okay, guys, here we are. We're inside the United Center. We made it through. We got through the gauntlet over here. Everybody, we got through the gauntlet.
It's really packed. Looks packed.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you something. Here, it's right there. That's good. There's actually, it seems like more media here than people. If you look down there, the media is all set up. I'm going to go over there and start. At one point, I'll start harassing the media, and so to get kicked out, probably Joe. If we can just get down here.
Let's not get you kicked out yet. You just got there.
Stop. Okay. You see behind me all the media, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
And, yeah. There's quite a bit of media here. Here, come here. But I'm going to go back over here so I can hear you. One of the things that was very disturbing is I went to go to the bathroom, and it says all genders or general neuter. Here, come here. It says gender. Okay. All right. Yeah, we're in, and everyone says, well, what are you doing in there? Well, what we're doing, I've already talked to quite a few people, and we want to find out what their thoughts are. We asked a few people. We asked Alan Duke, how would you market Kamala Harris? What would you do? Say, well, let's see. I'm going to tell them you're going to fix everything you broke, But what we're doing here, we're making awareness, everybody, for tomorrow. If you're watching right now, I'm going to have all the media on me one way or another today. And just like I was just on CNN for about 15 minutes, half hour. Everything we put out is about tomorrow's event, where we're going to have over 100 Democrats, and we're going to be interviewing them. We're going to be interviewing them. Hold on.
Yeah, that's not the guy. This is the little guy that they pay money to. Yeah, he's
right. Okay, well, I'll ask him right now. Okay.
Mike Lindell.
Yeah, what? Hey, how you doing?
I could tell your voice from my
That's my voice. Hey, I'm here doing a marketing study, and so I had to sneak in. Well, I'm studying. If you were a Kamala Harris marketer, I'm a marketer. I don't know what I would do for her campaign. What would you have her say? That I'll fix things that I broke, or what would be the?
I think you'd focus on the accomplishments. I mean, I'm sure you agree.
Oh
with
my
money.
gosh!
I'm sure you agree with investing in infrastructure. I'm sure you agree with expanding veterans' health care.
But they did nothing. Are you familiar with the border?
Do you want to have a good faith conversation?
That is a good faith conversation. So tell me about infrastructure. Tell me about the infrastructure. I'm all about it. Tell me about the infrastructure.
Yeah, the Biden infrastructure bill that Kamala Harris worked on a lot.
What did it do so far?
Investing over $350 billion in highways and roads for 5 years.
That's
removing
not true.
Every single lead pipe in America.
That's not true.
Drinking water.
That's not true. That's not true. By the way, that was actually debunked by.
Oh, you have another feed going.
Yeah,
listen, that was actually debunked by your friend Duke.
That was debunked by Alan Duke. He said the fact checker that's right here.
Yes, it was. Absolutely was.
Yeah, no, Alan Duke, he debunked that. That's the Facebook fact checker. But I'm from Minnesota.
Oh, he knows better. Yeah, because he went to college to learn about economics.
I'm from Minnesota, and you got a vice president that's coming in, Tim Walz. Now I lived with that, so you can't say anything there. I don't know. He burned down Minneapolis, and let me tell you, and he didn't do anything. I'm going to ask you something. Do you know what he did? No, but our president could not override what he did. No. Here's what he did. He put in a thing, or we had to have 8 people in our houses for Thanksgiving, or your neighbor, and Waltz did this himself. Your neighbor could turn you in, and you did 90 days in jail, if that was at Thanksgiving, and for the China virus. Because it came from. Then in December he gave us 2 more people for a house. My point being is, he did what Nazi Germany did. That made us stay in our house. I lived it. I couldn't go. I could not go. I couldn't go. I could not go.
Hey, I'm not uninformed about policy.
My daughter's
I'm not.
House because that
Hook me up.
That was our law. He put in
Hook
some
me
law.
up.
You and the Republicans don't care about, deadly viruses that kill people.
Okay, here you're gonna have to take.
This is Harry.
This is funny. Like, I know all about policy. We could have a policy conversation all day long.
Sure. He get in.
How do we get him? We got credentialed. Mike started a new independent media outlet. It's not new now, but Frank's Speech, FSBN. Yeah, so they did credential us. We're not here necessarily to antagonize. We're here to ask questions and to learn.
But I can't hear him. I can't hear him.
What? He looks great with the mustache, but I have a question for you. How by the way? Sorry. You're 21. Okay. So how can you be so certain, right? You and some folks like to criticize those who question the 2020 election results. How can you be so sure that it's 100% fair and it was the most secure election ever?
There were over 60 court cases brought by Donald Trump and his buddies.
It's actually not true.
There was.
They didn't get an actual fair hearing. The judges never heard the actual
on standing.
A lot of these judges rejected on standing, which could mean a variety of things. It could mean that this person doesn't have.
Okay, so you agree that
this person's not allowed to bring said lawsuit, but many of those cases were rejecting on standing because they don't have evidence. If you bring a lawsuit forward and you don't have evidence, it's rejected on standing.
That's not true.
You understand that the facts of the cases were not heard. That's my point. You keep saying that there were so many, these dozens of court cases. We didn't actually hear the facts of. Right, we didn't actually go through a proper hearing on any of these cases.
Ted.
They were. Do you remember that judge in Pennsylvania who was appointed by Trump and admonished Rudy Giuliani for having no evidence? That case had evidence.
Again, you're bringing up Rudy Giuliani, all these different things. My question is, how can you speak so certain that there's no issues with the 2020 election? That's my question. You're bringing up interesting points, and we can go through them. But why do we demonize those that have legitimate concerns and questions about the 2020 election? Thousands of American citizens across this country in all 50 states brought up concerns. Why are they just demonized? Why don't they deserve a proper hearing?
Your view is based off of misinformation. And I'm not demonizing you, but I'm saying, let's listen to the court cases. You would know if you listen to the court cases that Rudy Giuliani's case, who was a Trump surrogate at that time, one of Trump's legal lawyers, brought that case and was rejected on standing because he didn't have evidence. That's the same thing that happened in Georgia.
That's not true.
Have been disbarred.
You're lying. You're lying.
Some people have been disbarred for not having evidence.
Bro, you're a 21-year-old punk. I can do this all day long. He can't even hear me. Either Ted can't hear me or not willing to talk about it. Okay.
Give me 1 second.
Ted.
Go ahead, Joe. I can only hear you, and then I have to go back to the mic. Yes,
all right, listen, 28 of 31 cases that were actually heard past the standing, actually we won. 28 of 31.
28 of 31 cases that passed standings actually won.
Including 11 cases in Georgia over the last 2 years.
That's just not true.
Say it again, Joe.
I could sit here and stout all the facts, and this kid would say nothing because it's a 21-year-old punk who literally doesn't have any life experience, and he certainly doesn't know anything about the legal part.
Okay, go ahead, Joe. Go ahead, Joe. You're on with it.
28 of 31 cases. 28 of 31 cases we won.
Can I hold
the
it?
3 cases.
No, that's just factually incorrect. That's just not true. Donald Trump and his buddies brought over 60 court cases. He lost every single one. Every single one when it came to the legitimacy of the election.
Dude, you are lying. You are literally sitting here lying.
What's your source on that?
My source? How about the cases themselves? How about the case that How about the case that Voter GA just brought, which made them get access to the actual paper ballots, and even 11 months later, they still don't have the paper ballots. Let's also talk about the Curling case where they had 2 judges at the same time that literally said.
Wait. So let me just be clear. Are the judges that Donald Trump appointed treasonous?
What are you talking about? The judges that Donald Trump appointed?
17 of the cases went to Trump-appointed judges.
That is not true either. That's not true either. That is not true. All right, let me ask you a question. When we look at the case,
I can't have a conversation with you if you're rejecting basic fact. Because if you're just like, that's not true, that's not true, that's not true.
Show me where your basic fact is. I've spent the last 4 years studying this stuff. And by the way, I'm a system architect. I know.
You're not arguing on fact. You had over 60 court cases. Let's try this. Maybe this will convince you.
No, nothing you're going to say is convincing me at all because you don't understand basic economics to start out with. You started this conversation with $350 billion that went towards infrastructure over 5 years. That was debunked by a guy that literally stands for the left. And you want to sit there and talk about the fact that you have all the facts, and you started this conversation with a lie that was debunked by a leftist fact checker.
Your blood pressure's too high. You got to relax. Okay, listen.
My blood pressure's too high. I'm talking to a 21-year-old punk that's never been to college. Where did you go to college? Where did you go to college? What business have you run? And what experience do you have that you can tell me anything about a court case that happened in this state or any other state? You can't. You want to talk about things that you got from some CNN fact fact check deal.
I'm
And the
asking you,
reality of
why
it is
did
that
all
you don't
these
know what
people
you're
that Donald
talking
Trump
about.
appoints
You have
reject
no
his claims?
idea what you're talking about.
right.
You literally want to stand on one side of the aisle. Yeah, there you go. Thank
buddy,
you.
Just read a book sometime. I know that reading's
Read a
hard for you to
book.
pick up
I've read
but
more book, brother. Let me explain something to you.
I'm done.
I can run circles around you. Circles around you. You come up with stuff that's just not true. You're just not true. You don't know how to speak to the truth because you just make it up as you go along. You sound like Obama that was on the stage last night. Affordable Care Act. Tell me about that. Tell me how affordable it is for Americans. All right. Hey, we got to go to a break. That was the wrong guy to put on anything. I'm so glad I wasn't there. But when we talk about the cases, let me tell you something. I could quote parts of the case in each one of those cases. And we talk about Giuliani and what Giuliani did and what they said in Pennsylvania. Many of these cases on appeal were turned over. Privileged punk. Yeah, privileged punk. Oh man, he got me boiling. He got my blood boiling. Okay, we have to take a break. It's been great to be with you. Man, that 21-year-old kid has more hubris, has a lack of knowledge, tells me to read a book. All right, let me explain something to you. Anybody that is on the left that wants to come and debate me and talk to me about history, talk to me about technology, you want to have a conversation, I'm all about it. But the reason why that these lobbyist groups are telling people to cut me off from social media is because I'm not a guy that comes to you in an unintelligent way. I don't make stuff up. I don't subscribe to some of the grifting and grafting and the chaos that's been created. I can separate fact from fiction. That's the difference between me and most people. And I spend an enormous amount of time reading up on the subjects. So I don't just look at a court case. I make sure I read it and understand it so that I can talk intelligently to it on whether or not it is or is not true. And I'm not going to tell you that all those 60 cases were good cases, because a lot of the lawyers that are out there built cases that frankly had a weak foundation to begin with. But none of those cases were the cases that were brought, like the one that went to the Supreme Court that was Texas v. Pennsylvania. That was a strong case. And it was thrown out because they said that Texas didn't have standing in a national election, which is absolutely ridiculous. And in the same breath, John Roberts said this. He said, they're rioting outside, they're burning down buildings. And that was a reason, an emotional reason, why he decided that he wouldn't hear the case. All right, we're going to go to commercial break. When we come back, we'll be joined by Mayor, America's Mayor. All right, God bless you. We'll see you soon. All right.